So thankful to God for the rain that we have this morning. It rained all night. It was absolutely wonderful. It's so refreshing, relaxing. It's nice to see God hear your prayers and answer. We know that in Job chapter 5, it says in verse 10, "Who giveth the rain upon the earth and sendeth the waters upon the fields?" Of course, that's a rhetorical question, and one of Job's friends is asking that, and we know that God gives the rain. But sometimes man wants to kind of take credit for some things and get involved in things that really are of God and of God alone. There was a situation in 1915 where San Diego was suffering tremendous drought. And what they did was they had found out about a guy named Charles Hatfield. And he was out of the Midwest. He was a Quaker. And he called himself a moisture accelerator. Now, mind you, he was a sewing machine salesman, but he had a mixture of 23 chemicals, one of them being nitroglycerin, that he would concoct, and he would send up these chemicals into the sky, and it would attract the clouds according to his words. Initially, he's charged $50 to do his service. Then he started charging $1,000 an inch. When San Diego heard about this, he thought, man, I'm going to charge them $10,000. And so he goes over there, he builds a big tower, he puts his chemicals in there, and he's sending up his chemicals, and after a week or so, they begin to kind of sprinkle. And people came to him and said, when's it really going to rain? He said, just wait. Give it a week or so. And in a week, the rain started. And it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and the rains began to turn into floods. Charles Hatfield, he decided the best for him to leave town. So he did. Ultimately ended up in a lawsuit and a big mess. It devastated that town. This is kind of what happens when man tries to take control of things. It's not a good situation. God, when he speaks to Job, tries to let him know that there are things he has no control of at all. Job 41:1 says, "Can thou draw the leviathan with a hook, his tongue with a cord?" God's saying, what kind of control do you have? You don't have control of these things. And he's trying to remind him just where he is and what place he is. I find it extremely interesting the times that we're in right now. There are a group of people in this world that want total and utter control of everything. And they've been working behind the scenes to get that control. And they're going to get it, as my dad used to say, by hook or crook. They're going to get this thing. And what's interesting is this is a group of people that they don't believe in God, they have no regard for God, and they are fulfilling the Word of God. So what we're seeing is individuals that want to take complete and utter control are following right to the T what the Scriptures say about the end times. And so we can see that what they're wanting is total control of the world, and that's going to want a one world money and a one world government, ultimately a one world religion, so they have control of every aspect of it. And that's exactly what we see in the prophetic scriptures of the Word of God. I would encourage you to begin to see the parallel here. And you may want things to be kind of prolonged as they have been for you, so that there is a considerable amount of comfort for you and you could live the life the way that you want to. But if you're a child of God and you see the scriptures being fulfilled, you might realize this is the fourth quarter. This is the 11th hour. This is the time to really press into this, and it's less about my wants and my desires, and it's more about rescuing those that are perishing. Remember Jesus when he was on the cross? I doubt that was a very comfortable situation that he was in. It was his Father's will, yes. But I would imagine he was in sheer and utter agony. And in those last moments, what he was doing is he was reaching out to the thief on the cross. The Lord had impressed upon me this week that there's some things that I was being stubborn about. Things I just didn't want to do. What he revealed to me is that I need to march right into the darkness and be the light right there. What's God? What's he saying to you? What is it you need to do? Could this be the time? Could this be the time that we see the Lord's return? Take a look. They're calling it the Great Reset. Take a look. They're wanting all things to come together. Do your research. Pray to God. And allow God to direct you during these time periods. Thank you so much for listening in and subscribing and liking and sharing with your friends. May God get the glory in all that we do. God bless you.